in 1993, I went to the doctor for a pap smear. And I walked out with a hepatitis B vaccine because it was recommended for me because I was working in the hospitality industry. But within 2 months of having that vaccine, I was covered head to toe with eczema. The result of that was autoimmune issues, chronic fatigue. The doctors couldn't help me. They didn't know what to do with me. I had that many steroids that I would smile and my face would crack because the skin on my face had thinned. And that has been an ongoing issue for me. So stupidly, I guess you go back for the round of three, and the Hep B vax had actually just recently been introduced into Australia. Scientists, they admit this, that any genetic predispositions can be triggered by vaccines. Now that is written, that is set in concrete, so they not vaccinate people with eczema because it actually inflames them. Times have changed for whatever reason, and all of a sudden now we're vaccinating people that actually shouldn't be vaccinated. There is no genetic and allergy testing prior to vaccination, which there should be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and as a safety requirement, if the government and the doctors really cared about our health, that would be number one on my list. So I should never have had that vaccine. And I wish I could turn back time, because my life since then has been a never-ending cycle of managing my health. Vaccination should be a choice because there are risks associated with them. They are not 100% safe and effective. They actually ignored all the suggestions about reassessing the schedule, about making vaccines safer, questioning the use of the hepatitis B vaccine. The doctors and medical system couldn't help me. Nobody could answer what I actually had. And so out of that, through sheer desperation, you reach outside the mainstream because you have to. You're forced to.
No choice.
They're not going to help you. They don't know. And to be honest, they don't even care. They just go, you're in the too hard basket. I'm not going to deal with you. We looked at diet. We looked at nutrition. We did a detox to get rid of the vaccine out of my system. And without that, to be honest, I actually don't think I would have been here today because I was on a rapid downhill slope. So 3.5 years ago, I had a syntocinon injection after birth. Syntocinon is synthetic oxytocin. Oxytocin is a hormone which is made out of casamino acid. Casamino acid is a milk protein, and I now have anaphylaxis to dairy. So you tell me, did that injection trigger that in me? Now, my research, through my vaccine research and through other just general inquiries and talking to people, that's a possibility and a likelihood. Any needle, because it bypasses your natural line of defence, it's injected straight into you. You don't know what adjunctives, you don't know what else is in that needle, and you don't know how you're going to respond to it. So I believe any needle is an issue. I had never in my whole life felt so isolated, alone, bullied, trapped, controlled. The government had, all of a sudden, without even knowing who I am, coerced me and intimidated me, or were trying to, with financial payments, to get me to vaccinate. That is not ethical, because when you start looking into vaccines, you start looking into pharmaceuticals, you start looking into how the government works. I spoke to the senators privately in the lunch break, and they admitted that vaccines don't work. They admitted that vaccines are a problem. And out of that inquiry, with the 2,500 submissions that were sent in, most of them opposing the legislation, nothing happened. The legislation got passed unopposed. Raise this awareness, put some passion into people and go, hang on, we need to stop this. Wake up, because it needs to happen, and it needs to happen fast. Because we're on a big downhill slide, the ball is rolling, and if you don't stop it now, it's just going to keep going.
Absolutely.
And hopefully unite all these passionate people that are worried about the erosion of their rights. If anyone does want to know more, it's www.freedomofchoice.org.au.